Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Now recently, BC Bronco brought us this Bronco here with their engine conversion. This one housing a Coyote engine, and this whole frame off right here has the Ecoboost twin turbo motor, which are phenomenal. We also brought back Jason. Now Jason, with BC Broncos, there's so much more that you can do to your Bronco to bring it into the 21st century. All these components, you offer these either on this whole restoration deal or separately. Tell us about. We'll start on the back, work all the way to the front.
Okay, what we do is we have a 24-gallon fuel tank that is adjustable for different body lifts.
Right.
It has baffles front to rear. It also has a place that you can get into and add a fuel pump. It also has AN fittings, so you can use a barb or an actual AN hose. That works out really good. You can use it for stock Bronco with a carburetor. We can put a bigger fuel pump in it. We can put a standard fuel pump. We can even put an in-tank for a carburetor.
Right, so it's useful for every application. Now, we'll also have a return here because it's fuel injection, so we got a return hose, high pressure, capable, all that, and that's cross the line with all your Broncos. You can use that on anyone.
Yes, sir. And
then it comes up to the front here. We see we go through a fuel filter, your fuel lines, your leaf springs. You guys modify all that, or you actually engineer this?
Yes, sir. We started with the fuel lines. I actually started making these clamps. I couldn't find anything. The only thing that was available was plastic.
Right.
And it didn't house a return line. So I built brake line, return line, and pressure line. So once we did that, we started with carbureted, then we added the EFI return line, and then as things evolved into the Coyote, all that stuff still works with it.
Nice, so I can put a 3 PSI, 48 PSI, any kind of fuel pump I want in there.
Yes, sir.
What about your suspension, your leaf springs? They look like they're brand new.
Yes, sir. We changed it slightly to a 9-pack. We started with an 11 originally, and everyone was driving their Broncos off-road only. So they were really flexy and did exactly what they were intended to do. As more people started driving them on the roads, they didn't like the squishy, the spongy. So we designed these same height. Each leaf is just slightly thicker to allow for nice flex, nice ride, yet it's not squishy on the road.
Now I'm real impressed. Let's head up to the front of the vehicle here. Now your race history, you've come up with some real innovative designs here on this front suspension. I know your shock springs. Tell us all about the front suspension. I'll just lean over here and show everybody.
Okay, that's our adjustable radius arm.
This whole thing?
Yes, sir. It was originally designed. We were testing our Bronco on just a dirt road by our shop, and I hit a piece of concrete, and it bent the original radius arm almost into a U. Did what we had to do, brought it back, immediately tore it apart, and started building custom radius arms with caster correction in them.
Yeah,
so you can actually
right
adjust the caster.
Alignment. What about you got springs in here? You guys design all that, your shocks, your struts, your tower, everything.
Yes, sir. What we do is we offer a longer shock mount so that you can use probably 1 million more shocks than you could before with a stud. This is a bolt-on shock. The original is 9 inches. And aftermarket, this one here is 14. So it gives you a lot more travel, like I said, a lot more options of shocks to use. Our coil springs, they're a linear rate coil,
right.
So they have the same rate throughout the entire coil, which gives you a really nice ride. It gives you the height. Over 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, your truck's the same height as the day you bought them.
Right, they control spring height. The other one was springy because of the linear rate.
Exactly. If you do the progressive rate coils, what you end up with is the 4 top coils collapse after a little bit, then they become spongy, and the only way to compensate is to replace the coil or add dual shocks, which then gives you a stiffer ride.
Now correct me if I'm wrong, but you said the caster, these things didn't even have original caster measurements.
Correct. The original ones were just a rubber bushing with no caster in them at all. Later, people designed caster built into the bushing itself, right. And we went one step past that and designed it to where you can literally get up to 15 degrees of adjustment.
So basically, this is bringing it right into the 21st century, and you offer this stuff for Broncos across the line, so they can take an old Bronco, come to you, whether it's racing applications, Baja, whatever it may be, it doesn't make any difference. They can fix it up to brand new status. I mean, this is like factory. Well, thank you so much, Jason. Stick around for more Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, right after the break.